Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Freddie, for that kind introduction. I appreciate it very much. I just want to recognize a couple of people here today. There's Councilman Steve Arnold and Representative Mike Chippendale here today. Thank you for coming, taking time out of your day for being here. Before I get started, my son Jonathan had one request, and he wanted to let everyone know that he made this podium. He really did. He put it together. He put it together yesterday for me, and I think he did a great job, so I know it's going to hold up. I want to thank you all for being here today, and I especially want to thank my family. My husband, David, his support is invaluable, and my three sons, David, Jonathan, and Benjamin, who are always cheering me on. Our hosts, Carlos and Steve, owners of this fantastic restaurant, 39 West, and everyone who took time out of their busy schedules to support me today as I kick off this exciting run. Exciting today because I'm here to announce that I'm running for Congress to represent Rhode Island's 2nd District. For those who don't know me, my name is Jessica Dela Cruz. I'm a lifelong Rhode Islander, a proud daughter of Portuguese immigrants, a working mom to 3 amazing boys, and a state senator representing the communities of Burrillville, Gloucester, and North Smithfield. I'm running because after the 2020 election, Joe Biden promised us moderation and unity. But instead, we got economic chaos and increasing division. I'm running because as a state senator, every single day my inbox is filled with messages from Rhode Islanders who are struggling to feed their families, to put gas in their vehicles, to pay their bills, and make ends meet. Rhode Islanders need relief now. Rhode Islanders need change now. I'm running because when I look at the field of candidates vying for this seat, I see a bunch of millionaires and career politicians who are completely out of touch with the pain Rhode Islanders are facing and experiencing right now. As a mother of 3 young children who has spent the last 2 years juggling work, distance learning, helping my neighbors in need, and balancing an increasingly tight household budget, I understand that pain all too well. I've represented Northern Rhode Island in the Senate for the past 4 years, and people know me as a straight-talking, common-sense legislator who tackles problems head-on to get the work done. I will take the same attitude to Washington to fight for Rhode Island and to look out for their best interests, not for the interests of career politicians or to be a rubber stamp on an agenda that doesn't put Rhode Islanders first and foremost. I believe that government has a responsibility to protect our most vulnerable, but I also know that government needs to live within its means. I believe we need to support our police instead of defunding them. I believe that every child deserves an excellent education, and I believe that we can beat inflation and lower the price of gas with common sense public policies like expanding domestic energy production and stopping wasteful spending. I wasn't really political until I had children. I voted, I paid taxes, and as a daughter of immigrants, I knew that America was such a special place. My parents left their families and their culture behind to come here for a chance at a better life, and we have been so grateful to this country. But politics was something I saw on television or I read about in the newspaper. All that changed when I had my oldest son. For the first time, I saw how government affects every part of a family's life. When I researched the school my son was going to attend, I realized it was failing and wouldn't prepare him for success. And like many families, I couldn't afford to send him to private school. Still, I figured there must be some way for him to go to a better school. Wasn't that what my taxes were all for? Frustrated by my lack of options, I homeschooled my son until we could move into a district that offered him a better education. The decision that we made was a luxury one, but I'm thankful every day that we could do it. But so many families have no choice but to send their child to a failing school. So I got involved into politics to fight not only for my family, but for all of our families. And it's not just about education, but it's all the issues where we're let down by politicians who simply don't care about us. We see that today when we have 10% inflation, skyrocketing gas prices, empty grocery shelves, and persistent supply chain issues that our current leaders have no plan to fix. These are issues that matter to Rhode Island families, but so many of our political class are insulated by those effects. Not me. With 3 busy children, I'm filling up my gas tank at least once a week, so I know what it means when gas costs $2 a gallon versus $4. And it's not just gasoline. Every week when I shop for groceries, I'm startled by the costs that just keep going up and up. How are families supposed to keep up? This is not some academic exercise. Rhode Island families are facing tough decisions on what to cut from their shopping lists right now. Rhode Islanders need change right now. I know how to fight for changes that make a difference in people's lives. As a state senator, I fought against the closure of Burville's Zambrano Hospital, an essential lifeline that provides long-term care to Rhode Island's most vulnerable patients that was on the brink of closure because an expensive consulting firm hired by then-Governor Raimondo said it was not efficient enough to keep open. I worked across the aisle with Democrats to save the hospital, this vital hospital, for the patients and families who depend on it. I brought together hospital workers, patients, families, advocacy groups, unions, all to speak in one voice about the importance of Zambrano Hospital, and thankfully, we were heard. This year, the new state budget, funds have been allocated to make sure that the hospital remains open and that patients get the care they deserve. That's the kind of determination and leadership I will bring to Congress. This election is our chance to make change, to send a message to Washington by sending a regular working mom to Congress to represent regular working people. In asking for your vote, I promise I won't forget who I am, where I come from, and who I represent. That's my promise to you.